The world just witnessed a move that could reshape the balance of power in the Middle East. An unexpected executive order has been signed by Donald Trump, guaranteeing Qatar's security in the wake of a direct Israeli attack. For many, this signals not just a response to one conflict, but the opening chapter of a new geopolitical realignment. The skies above the Gulf are tense, military radars are locked on high alert, and every nation in the region is calculating its next step. This is not just politics, it's the raw edge of war and strategy playing out in real time. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight, we dive deep into a decision that will have far-reaching consequences: Trump's executive order securing Qatar's defense. It wasn't long ago that Qatar's security rested on fragile agreements and regional understandings. But after the Israeli strike, that fragile balance cracked. Washington has stepped in not just with words, but with a legally binding order. Military analysts are calling it one of the most direct U.S. security guarantees to a Gulf state in years. For Qatar, this means advanced U.S. defense systems, intelligence sharing, and possibly the deployment of new American assets to deter further aggression. For Israel, it raises hard questions. Was the strike worth the cost of pushing Washington into Qatar's corner? And for the rest of the region, from Iran to Saudi Arabia, it signals that the U.S. is willing to hard-wire its military protection into new partners, even if it shifts old alliances. The echoes of this decision are already rattling defense ministries across the Middle East, and the global stage is watching closely. The executive order doesn't just symbolize protection, it represents technology, strategy, and raw power projection. Behind the political language lies the machinery of war: advanced missile defense systems, precision, guided interceptors, and next-generation surveillance that could cover the skies of Qatar within weeks. Pentagon officials have hinted at the rapid deployment of Patriot and THAAD batteries, systems designed to neutralize incoming threats before they ever touch the ground. If confirmed, this would turn Qatar into one of the most heavily defended states in the Gulf, shielded not just by treaties, but by American steel and software. But defense is never just defense, it's deterrence. Every radar installed, every missile battery positioned, sends a message to Israel, to Iran, and to any actor considering escalation. By securing Qatar, Trump has effectively drawn a red line in the sand, an invisible barrier enforced by U.S. technology and backed by military doctrine. It's a move that could stabilize the Gulf or ignite a new cycle of confrontation. The emotional weight of this moment cannot be ignored. Qatar, a nation that has often played mediator in regional disputes, suddenly finds itself a direct recipient of U.S. protection after an Israeli strike. For its people, the guarantee may inspire relief but also fear, because such promises rarely come without consequences. Wars are not just fought on battlefields. They ripple into cities, homes, and families. In the shadow of this new security pact, ordinary Qataris are now living under the watchful eye of both allies and adversaries, knowing their nation is at the heart of a larger storm. The signing of this executive order doesn't exist in isolation. It connects directly to the shifting currents of global conflict. Every action in the Middle East is now tied to broader rivalries: Washington versus Beijing, NATO versus Moscow, democracies versus authoritarian blocs. By guaranteeing Qatar's defense, the U.S. has placed another piece on the global chessboard, one that adversaries like Russia and Iran will not ignore. Already, Iranian officials have condemned the move, calling it an escalation that invites instability. Moscow, too, has signaled that U.S. military guarantees in the Gulf could complicate its own ambitions in Syria and beyond. And then there's Israel, once considered Washington's closest ally in the region. Israel now faces the reality that American protection is being extended to a state it has openly targeted. This could fuel mistrust, deepen divisions, and alter military calculations in ways no one can predict. Some analysts warn that such guarantees may embolden Qatar, encouraging it to pursue a stronger regional role, even as tensions boil across Gaza, Lebanon, and the Red Sea. But beyond governments and generals, this is about people. It's about soldiers preparing for deployments they never expected. Families in Qatar wondering whether American shields make them safer or make them a bigger target. It's about ordinary citizens across the region who see warplanes overhead and wonder if the next strike will change their lives forever. The Middle East has always been a crucible where technology, politics, and raw human emotion collide. Trump's executive order may bring security, but it also brings risk. The next chapter in this unfolding story will not be written in Washington alone. It will be shaped by every nation, every conflict, and every decision made under the shadow of war.